Hey, travelers. Hey, for any of you watching, I am here to tell you dreams really do come true, but you have to do your part. My little family of three have been living in Vietnam for 3 months. Ah, it feels like such a dream come true. Priceless. So in today's video, we're going to go over the pros and cons of living in Vietnam. Utilize our lived experience to make a sound decision on whether or not moving to Vietnam is for you. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the cons first. All right? Because you can live with all the positives. That's not difficult. But can you live with the negatives? And the real question is, do you want to? Do you want to live with the negatives? All right, with anything in life, there's going to be some trade offs. So you have to evaluate if those are worth it. Let's get into it. All right, first off is the heat. It is beyond hot out here. When I say my sweat stains get sweat stains, it's ridiculous. I'm from Texas. The humidity is high in Texas, and we are really used to heat. So I thought that I was prepared, but we were not. It has taken us 3 months to fully get acclimated to this level of humidity and heat. All right. It's intense. It's disrespectful. It is belittling. It is embarrassingly hot. Let me say that. People say, oh, Vaughn, you have a nice glow. And what they really don't know is that it's really just like a thin layer of sweat. No, seriously. It was unbearable in the beginning. It really was. And then also the level of air blowing within the corridors of those fancy apartments and the elevator is simply not enough sometimes, and it really feels like it dehydrates you even more. So keep that in mind. If you do not like hot weather, this may not be your space or your place. All right, the food. The food is something that caught us off guard. So in high school, I worked in a Vietnamese restaurant, a small mom and pop restaurant in my small little hometown, Chambers County. And ultimately, I thought that I really, really loved Vietnamese food. Come to find out, I actually like northern Vietnamese food. In Ho Chi Minh City, it's considered Southern Vietnamese food, which have these sweet back end notes to like everything that you would typically experience savory. So everything savory has a sweet note to it at the back end that my family and I don't particularly like. So your chicken is going to have a honey flavor to it and some sweet flavors to it. Your beef is going to have some sweet flavor to it. Your pho is going to have a hint of sweetness at the back end. And if you don't have a hint of sweetness at the back end on your savory foods, then you're going to have some type of hint of seafood flavor in places and spaces where seafood flavor isn't you're not accustomed to. For example, the barbecue sauce may have like a shrimp flavor or a fish flavor mixed in. Yeah, it has been taken a lot to get used to. People in my comments are like, "Ooh, girl, show me the food. I can't wait till we see about the food." And we were struggling with the food. And just like all of the savory stuff has a little bit of a hint of sweetness on the back end, a lot of the sweet things actually have savory things mixed in. So with your cake, you might get some corn in there. With your popsicles, you might get a cheddar cheese flavored popsicle or cheddar cheese flavored sweetbread. It's just very different, and it has taken a lot to get accustomed to and to find our local meals that work for us. So keep that in mind. If you like your savory food savory, and then go up north. If you like a little hint of sweetness to all the wrong things, come to Ho Chi Minh City. If you are a country girl like me and you like rice and gravy, soy sauce may become your new solution. I have ran through like 2 bottles of soy sauce by because soy sauce has become my new sense of gravy. It's a fix for me, and it very well could be a fix for you. There's 2 more things pertaining to food. If you are like me and you love, love, love breakfast, there is no traditional breakfast here. Now, when I say no traditional breakfast, I mean it is hard to find. Vietnamese people, they eat hearty meals for breakfast, and it is hearty dinner style meals for breakfast. So they are eating pho, they are eating chicken, they are eating rice, they are eating something heavy and hearty for breakfast, and it is not your typical American style breakfast. And quite frankly, your typical American style breakfast is difficult to find, especially in District 9. And even if you want to cook your own breakfast, the bacon is more like ham, and syrup is not easy to find as well. So keep that in mind. If you are a breakfast lover, you're not getting that here. All right. Underneath food, the last marker underneath food is the meat quality. So although the food is cleaner, the meat quality is completely different cuts of meat that you may not be used to. And if you are a beef lover like my husband and I are, you are not, you're going to have to shift over to chicken because the beef here is a little bit fatty and sometimes too fatty for our liking. So keep that in mind. If you are also in your fitness journey and protein is something that you're trying to get in, then ultimately you're going to need to consider this as you continue to move forward with choosing where you want to move to. All right. Protein, the amounts of food is smaller, so also keep that in mind. There's going to be times where you're going to need to purchase maybe two meals, especially if you're concerned about getting your calories in and your protein in. You might need two meals to get in enough protein. So even though the meals are cheaper, ultimately you're getting two now, so it may still rise up to the price of one. So while you thought your food cost was going to be decreased, it very well may not completely decrease for the first few months until you find what you like. All right. Next on the list, construction. Right? Vietnam is growing. And because Vietnam is growing fast, that comes with a lot of construction. That means that there's always loud noises and there's always traffic. All right. So keep that in mind. If you don't like sitting in traffic and if you don't like hearing someone drilling next to your bed because they're building a new shop, um, you may struggle. You may struggle. And once again, I'm here in District 9, Ho Chi Minh City, and there is a constant turnover of businesses being reconstructed and turned into something new in literally a blink of an eye. And it's just a lot of construction because they're growing, but that's there's benefits to that, but the negative part is that it's just really loud sometimes. So yeah, I was awakened by a drill this morning around 8 o'clock, so I assume that it was the universe telling me to get up. Anyway, all right, a smaller space. This one was my daughter's. This was her con. We had a bigger house with more space, and she could frolic around and take over the living room and take over the guest room, and ultimately she really doesn't have that opportunity anymore. So a smaller space, downsizing can be difficult and be considered a con for some people. Homeschooling. Okay, the only drawback with homeschooling is the social life aspect when you're moving and living abroad. Ultimately, it did take my daughter about a good 2.5 months to find her age group of friends. And I am so excited to say that she has a variety of friends with a variety of nationalities. So it took her a while, but for some people, if you're moving around more consistently, that may be difficult. And the departures, the coming and going of these amazing friends that your children makes may really affect them, and you have to really work on that social and emotional learning skill. The next con is the expat community. So being in a place with a lower cost of living can easily bring upon a group of people that may carry a lower vibration. Ultimately, there's also expats who are actually not from your home country, regardless of what it looks like. And they may not want to talk to you. And for me, that's okay. That's not a con. But what is a con is when you unconsciously start to recreate the negative aspects of home that you left. That's where it becomes a con. So keep that in mind. But creating these ties and commitments to a whole bunch of people really can stop you from actually achieving what you came here to achieve. For us, we came here to build something. We came here to build something for our family, to build a foundational business for our family. And so sometimes, out here mingling can really end up being a distraction. And that brings me to the next con, freedom. Freedom, although it is amazing and magical, it requires discipline and consistency. You can easily get in the habit of doing nothing and being a fat cat on the sofa all day. All right. So don't fall into that trap. But that is a con, is that your freedom can work to your demise. And you have to be very conscious about and intentional about making a healthy routine for you and your family. The last con is going to be friends and family. You're going to miss your friends and family back home. No matter what, there are nieces and nephews that are growing up that may not remember your name next year. And that right there is gut wrenching. But you'll survive. Those are all the cons. And if you can make it through the cons, then you can definitely make it through these pros. However, some of my pros may be your cons. Okay, let's get into the positives. The pros for living in Vietnam. Of course, first off, low cost of living. You can definitely cut your cost of living almost in half depending on your family size and your spending habits. As you know, our monthly rent is $4.94 a month. Our phone bill is like $6 a month. Um, our internet bill for the house is $11 a month. Our electricity bill is $100 a month. We have no car note. We don't really pay more than like $4 or $5 going and coming when it comes to Grab. So cost of living has been dramatically cut. Our highest cost is food, really. And in the first few months, it was really high pertaining to food because of the fact that we're still trying to figure out like what is it that we like, what local meals we can actually stick with. So yeah, we will be trying out a personal chef because it does seem like it's possible that a personal chef could cut our food budget dramatically. So I'll keep you posted on that. But the cost of living is definitely a pro. The fact that we are in a walkable community, just about everything that you need to get to, you can walk there. The grocery store, the mall, your cafes, like it doesn't matter. The park, you can walk there. My daughter's dance lessons, we can walk there. Pottery classes, we can walk there. Just about everywhere. And the only time that you really have to go out of the city is if there's something that you want to do in particular. So the next positive thing about moving to Vietnam is the fact that it's just healthier food. I can honestly say that majority of my American cravings were gone after the first month. Like I was not really craving any type of junk food or things of that nature. So I can definitely say my skin cleared up. I lost weight. Like honestly. So the healthier food here, the fact that it is cleaner eating, it is smaller portions, which is once again another healthier habit. Also, learning a new culture, learning a completely new culture, and going through the process of learning new things in general is building new dendrites in your brain and helping fight against Alzheimer's by the day. And the more countries that we continue to experience, the more that we will continue to learn. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited about that. When it comes to the positives about moving to Vietnam, my two favorite are hands down going to be the quality family time that we now have. The fact that my daughter gets to get to know me for me, like the fun, exciting, playful me. Like she doesn't get to know the parents that are stressed out, that are at their wits' end. She gets to actually know who her parents truly are, and she gets to experience like the fun version of them, like every day. And that that's beautiful. That's priceless. Also, freedom. I love the fact that we as a family get to experience way more freedom. Once again, something that you don't get to experience in the States, and you really have to make a huge effort to dive into your passions, dive into your hobbies, and create. I'm excited for my daughter to begin creating whatever it is that she desires. I am loving the ability to create this for you guys to share our journey of redesigning your life. I am just loving the all the activities that I've been able to do so far that I've always wanted to do in the States, but never had the energy or the time, where I just felt like it cost too much. And I was like, I'm not wasting money on that. So the freedom and the quality time with my family, those two, top notch. Those two are my top favorites. There's always something to do. Like just about any activity that you want to do, you can actually find here at a fraction of the price than you would have found in the United States. Affordable healthcare. Honestly, I've been to the doctor once out here. I'll tell you more about that in a different video. Also, my prescription is like really, really cheap. So I look, affordable healthcare is a win. I did not enjoy paying 560 a month in the States for healthcare that we actually weren't even using on a regular basis. 560 a month for a family of three. Yeah, intense. And anyway, moving on. So yeah, those are the pros of living in Vietnam so far. And stay tuned because I will definitely give you some more pros and cons as they keep coming, because there's definitely more cons that you should know about. Um, but I just couldn't fit them all in this video. It's been 3 months. And when I say this has been like a dream come true, like this has been magical, priceless, life changing. It's everything you asked for. It's been amazing. For anyone out there watching thinking that you're stuck, no, you are not stuck. You're stuck here, but you're not stuck there. I'm telling you, step out on faith if you feel called to do so, because it is truly magical. Bye.